In the flow of Chinese history, three man-made projects are world famous: the military fortification, Great Wall, the water conservancy, Grand Canal, and the cultural project, 四库全书. In the 37th year of Qianlong period, in 1772 AD, the whole nation was mobilized by Qianlong Emperor's imperial decree to make the world's largest compilation of books, 四库全书, which initiated the 15-year history of its completion. Qianlong Emperor himself acted as the hosting chief, setting 26 chief and vice managers, 3 chief editors, and over 300 assistant managers, selecting 3,800 scribes from imperial exam candidates with beautiful calligraphy. In total, more than 4,000 people participated in the grand project. 7 copies of the whole collection were made, and 7 special libraries were constructed to preserve them correspondingly, which were Beijing Forbidden City's Wenyuan Chamber, the old summer palaces Wenyuan Chamber, Chengde Imperial Summer Resorts Wenjing Chamber, Shenyang Palace Museum's Wensu Chamber, Zhejiang Jingshan Temple's Wenzhong Chamber, Yangzhou Tianning Temple's Wenhui Chamber, and Hangzhou Shenying Temple's Wenlan Chamber. According to Chinese traditional way of book categorization, the 四库全书 collection was divided into 4 divisions: Jing or classics, Shi or histories, Zi or masters, and Ji or collections. Jing are Confucian classics, Shi historical records for past dynasties, Zi classics of hundreds of schools, and Ji anthologies from Chinese literature. The whole collection included 36,375 volumes, bounded in 3,461 titles, with 79,309 chapters, packed in 6,144 book boxes, comprising 2.38 million pages and approximately 800 million Chinese characters, almost covering all the main classics before Qing Dynasty in Chinese history. In less than 100 years of its completion, due to warfares and turmoil, the 四库全书 lost half of its copies. Beholding 四库全书's sufferings, foreign and Chinese figures from important government officials to academic and business celebrities had been dreaming to remake 四库全书 in the last 100 years. In 1917, the Jewish real estate tycoon in Shanghai, Silas Aaron Hardun, was willing to offer a huge sum of money to reprint the 四库全书. In 1920, the French Prime Minister Paul Painlevé came to China and advised to intactly photocopy the original collection in the same size using the Boxer indemnity. However, 2 full decades were needed even with the world's most advanced technology then. Zhang Yuanji, known as Chinese publishing giant, also went around calling for the reprints of 四库全书 for years, but his desire was left unfulfilled till the end of his days. After the establishment of New China, the curator of the National Library at the time, Ren Jiyu, and great masters of Chinese studies, Ji Xianling and Qi Gong, raised the motion of undertaking original size photocopy of the 四库全书 over and over again. But the motion was suspended because of enormous investment, long production cycle, and a complex process. Today, with the rise of China's economy, Chinese cultural industry has stepped into a stage of unprecedented prosperity and rejuvenation. The holy mission of rebuilding the 四库全书 touches and drives many insightful people again. When this aspiration for a century was submitted this time, it was warmly welcomed and strongly supported by relevant government branches and public figures from all walks of life. Nevertheless, to authentically display the great works, its delicate processing, long production cycle, huge scale, and investment are incomparable to the past projects. According to its budget, From production of rice paper to the completion of the whole work, a total of 40 million pieces of handmade rice paper were needed, and 380 working procedures, mostly by hand. Up to 500 people participated in it, including experts, scholars, and craftspeople. The construction period has lasted for 5 years. The rebuilt version of 四库全书 was printed in Anhui handmade rice paper that enjoys the prestige as paper lasting for millenniums. The purely handmade paper, using the bark of terraceltus and straws in sand flat as main raw materials, is made through more than 100 procedures, such as pulping, fishing, pressing, baking, and so on. It is featured with running smoothly with ink, steadiness in holding original colors, anti-infestation, and anti-aging, among others. Books made with this kind of paper can be kept for hundreds of years. This is the plate-making center of the Grand Project. The 1.2 million plates demand 60 individuals of working 2.5 years at full capacity. And this is the print center of the project. The whole project applies traditional print equipments and technology, manually feeding paper, capable of reaching the print effect as characters living as long as the paper. To print tens of millions of rice paper, it needs 7 machines incessantly operating for 24 hours a day for 3 whole years. It is the binding center. Over 100 skilled workers are in charge of different procedures, manually folding, gathering, aligning, punching, wearing book nails, cutting, and book packaging, and so on. The binding contains more than 100 procedures in strict accordance with Chinese traditional manual crafts, rendering the perfect reproduction of the original collection of books in authentic style. Reconstructing the great works, bookcases, and boxes are necessary. The total more than 36,000 volumes, according to sections, are packed in 6,144 book boxes and placed in 128 bookcases. Over 300 square meters of space is needed to hold the whole collection. The full set of book boxes can rival with the original ones. Book boxes are handmade of Phoebe, and bookcases are carved from precious rosewood, artistically reproducing the royal luxury and grand vibe in the old days. Concerted effort of 5 years and hundreds of millions of monetary input finally renders the 20 sets of Wenyuan Chamber 四库全书, and global Chinese century-old dream finally got to achieve. Now, Qianlong Emperor's great accomplishment in the Golden Age has finally completed its historic mission in collection, dissemination, and reading at all levels. The 20 sets of 四库全书 are like 20 great cultural ambassadors, going out to the world and telling the world about Chinese traditional culture. It is worthy of this great era, and more worthy of our nation's profound cultural spirit to rebuild Wenyuan Chamber 四库全书